Pick a fight with a man whose philosophy is not to fight back, regardless of the cost, socially or physically.
My mind is advising me not to engage with you. Why, my brother, are you so angry?
Why, not a case where I can sing.
Sir, what is your name?
Willie Cleveland Johnson.
It's okay to project your anger toward me. I'd just like to know why you're upset.
I'm in here on a drug charge.
And you blame that on me.
Hell yeah, I blame it on you. It's you and your delusion of grandeur protest that put every person of color on their radar.
And you have no blame for the officers that arrested you.
Your civil rights protest is futile.
The protest is for the advancement of all people that feel the sting of oppression.
White people are not going to give their position of luxury and power for the likes of you or your delusional followers.
Willie, what happened to you?
What?
I am referring to your arrest.
Spend all my energy and all my life to be a productive citizen. I obey the laws, pay my tithes, pay my taxes, and provide for my family.
Now that is honorable.
I never been in any kind of serious situation. No school detention, no traffic ticket. And for what? To be arrested and put in this cage and treated like an animal.
Willie, always remember that you are not an animal. You are a human being.
Animal or not, I can't even go to the bathroom without permission.
I'd like to know what happened to you.
With what?
Your arrest, Willie. Tell me your story.
I am a barber. I run a chair at Willie Park's barbershop.
I know Willie and Rosa Parks.
On the way home, I was pounced by Birmingham's finest. They searched my car and a joint magically appeared in the officer's hand.
And I assume you don't smoke or drink?
That's right, I don't. And I don't even hang around people that do.
I admire your stewardship.
I asked the officer, why are you doing this? He said you can thank Dr. King for going to jail tonight. My entire income for that day was taken as drug money evidence.
Willie, I am so sorry for your unfortunate event.
Sorry, you sure are sorry. No one asked you people to speak for us. Everything was not perfect, but it was horrible. Equal opportunity means nothing. If you are hungry and have nothing to eat, you never even consider the price that non-protesters will have to pay for a movement that may change nothing.
Willie, excuse me, I am intrigued. You speak with such passion, such intellect and knowledge. I find you highly impressive. What school did you go to?
I graduated from Tuskegee University, Tuskegee, Alabama.
What was your degree in?
Architecture and management.
And you chose to be a barber as a backup career?
I was a barber before I went to Tuskegee University. It was a good side job that turned out to be a permanent one since there are no black firms and white firms. You know how that went.
Another stain of the Jim Crow society. It's okay, Willie, I am afraid too.
Who said I'm afraid?
You did in so many words.
What am I afraid of?
The undiscovered country.
Undiscovered country. What on earth is that?
The future of what America is supposed to be. What America should be and what America will be. There is always a strong resistance to change, but no prevailing freedom will reign.
Wow. That's very clever. Well, that sounds pretty good to me. Pretty smart. You sure are smart, like everyone says.
Everyone is smart in their own way.
Since you are so smart, answer me this. If the bird and the fish are in love with each other, where would they live?
I've heard of that before. Seems like something I remember.
I asked you a riddle. I promise if you have an answer, I'll go to the other side of the cell and leave you alone.
The only place they could live is in their dreams.
I'm referring to something real, not fictional.
Well, dreams are the foundation and the spark of all that is fact. Before it becomes real, it must first be a dream, like the good book
What the
says.
mind can conceive can be achieved.
I know in my mind what I want America and her system to really be.
Right now, that is a dream.
But you see, in the future, it will be real. And that is the essence of the movement to strategically purge the Jim Crow laws out of the system.
So that America can bring forward a true dream that will serve all her people. Right now, that is a dream. We can only wish.
Young man, faith without works is dead. Willie, are you all right?
No, sir.
What's wrong?
Your words paralyze me. Your answer made me understand something I couldn't before.
I'm listening.
Regretting something I did. You're making me remember the things I said and the people I hurt. Especially my little sister. She recently came to visit and I asked her that same question.
Oh, what happened?
Last Sunday, my sister came to visit with her fiance. I haven't seen her in 2 years. What should have been a wonderful visit turned out to be a broken hallelujah.
So he didn't measure up.
He did. He's an established medical doctor.
But something about him bothered you a lot. Was he a white man?
Sadly, yes.
And he and your sister, they drove here to Birmingham.
From California.
Wow. Now that takes guts.
Leading the bus boycott. That takes guts.
Now what happened after they arrived?
You can guess what happened. There was a terrible fight. The reunion was worse. Nothing went right. The only person on her side was our mother.
Mothers are the glue that keep the family together. It probably would be a better place if the mothers oversaw the world.
You're all right. I can't argue with that. The thing you said about the bird and the fish educated and enlightened me. I have been chanting that riddle for years. I never thought there was an answer for it. How on earth did you figure that out?
I didn't. It's a true event that my father talked about many times.
No real rival slave fable?
No, it really happened about 200 years ago. Out there on the McKenna plantation in Mount Vernon, Georgia, not far from the Oconee River. You see, there lived a slave named James who was loved and respected by all. Now, Mr. McKendall gave his slave James the freedom to fish without supervision, but only on Sundays. He had to share his whole catch with the master's house, you see. And on his way to the river, he met a dark servant of death, a shadow man who came to claim James's soul. He taunted James with a riddle. And if he answered it correctly, then he could win back his life.
If the bird and the fish were in love with each other, where would they live?
And that is right. The heavens opened up and it rained light upon the shadow man, and he faded out of sight. And what stood in his place was a beautiful figure of light that rejuvenated James and walked him home.
See what happened to James?
But you see, the family, they did see something. The McKendall children followed James's tracks that led out there to the river. But there was no James there. It was feared instead that something had happened to him. And when the night fell, they saw a light moving through the trees toward the big house. And Mr. McKendall was curious, so he walked closer and closer. And out of the phenomena walked James toward the master with all of his fish.
Why do you say this really happened?
Well, it was an event written down in the McKendall's family Bible. And the slaves passed down orally their version of what happened from generation to generation. And this was told to my father, and it was then told to me.
Was James a relative?
Yes, a distant cousin on my father's side.
Wow. Wow. That is enlightening. So the impossible can be achieved. When you think about it, history is full of examples.
Willie, where's your sister and her fiance now?
I said some things to my sister and her fiance I shouldn't have. I concluded my sister was right. I may be no better than the racists. I see their future full of problems and rejection, but they should have the right and the courage to marry regardless of their race.
The mission of the movement is not to cause hurt and confusion, but to escape to a better life and opportunity for the next generation.
I know. No one should be condemned to an unbearable lifestyle because of their race, their sex, their religion, or social status. Hello.
Willie Cleveland Johnson,
Yes, sir.
your bail has been posted. You're free to go.
Who?
Dr. Louis LeBlanc.
Oh my God. Dude. I know you did it for my sister.
Doesn't matter who paid the bill, just be glad it's paid. By the way, you're gonna need this.
What's this?
Willie, that's my private number. Please give me a call. You're free now, but not from the charges that are still hanging over your head. I'm going to use my full resources to help you out.
Why?
Well, in spite of your anger and your negative expression, you had the courage to speak your mind to me. And you are not alone.
So other people question what you are doing?
Yes, many. I've gotten messages and letters from clergy all over America and the world. Many races are questioning my methods.
Sorry, Dr. King. Couldn't imagine that. I thought most people were praising you and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference.
Not so. After listening to you, Willie, I find their concerns more than just accusations. They are honest questions that deserve an honest response. So right here, right now in the Birmingham jail, I'm writing on a letter that will explain the who, the what, the where, and the why of our struggle. They need to see that we have more than race problems. We have human rights struggles.
I'm sorry, Dr. King. Despite all the good that you have done and will do, there's still a bullet out there with your name on it.
I know, Willie. I know.
When the glory comes, He will be our